It's Debbie from Create Pretty Things and Chalk Pretty Things. Happy Wednesday afternoon. It is hump day. How are you guys doing? Today we're going to go ahead and get started on something really cute. Did you know that Chalkatorica has a collaboration with the Harry Potter group? So we do have transfers for Harry Potter, and one of them is this adorable sorting hat. Can you see the hat on top of all the books? We're going to do this today. We're going to use ink and we're going to use a plain canvas bag. So we're going to get started. As you jump on, comment the word hat into the comments. Go ahead and type it in and check your messenger. You'll get a link back from me with all the products that I'm using today. It makes it easy for you guys to shop. So go ahead and click, type in the word hat to get started. And I'll show you everything you need to do to get this done. Now, when we're done, it's going to be a permanent design because we are using ink today. Ink is a permanent solution to creating designs that can be washed. Now, this is a canvas bag which may not need to be washed, but you may want to take it to the pool or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and use ink. This is called an ink mat. I did place one of these in the cart. Now, if you already have an ink mat, you can edit that cart. You can remove that ink mat. You can change up the colors that I put in. If you feel like you need a full jar of a certain color rather than an individual paste packet, you can change that, and you can also change the colors. So make it your own. Do what you want. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am placing this ink mat inside my bag, and it's just going to serve as a protective barrier for my design. I think I'm going to move the design up a little bit because it does have a little gusseted fold at the bottom, so it's going to open, and that means my ink mat is going down to here. I might even need to go up a little bit more. So have you guys ever used ink before? It's fun. The only thing you need to do is beware that it is permanent. So if you get it on your clothing, you want to try and get that out right away because once it's heat set, it will be permanent. Now this ink mat is sticky, and so I am just rubbing it down so I make sure it's grabbing onto that fabric. It's going to hold it taut for me. Also, no air bubbles. This is our transfer. It's a reusable transfer. It's mesh, it's silkscreen, and all you have to do is peel it off the backer to separate it. So this is your silkscreen transfer, and you can see the mesh. That's where the ink is going to go through onto your design. Okay. So I'm just going to try to place this in the center of my bag where I want it. Try to make sure it's straight. And I'm not the best at this, but I am trying to improve. Are you guys good at spacing things out and centering and doing all the good things? I'm not always. Okay, I've got a variety of inks to use here. I've got just about every color. I thought I would do the sorting hat in, maybe I'm going to use the shimmer copper. Shimmer copper, let me make sure it's, I think this one might be a little thick. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not going to use shimmer copper. That one's really too hard. So we're going to use Storm. We'll use Storm as our hat, and we'll maybe do some black in there with it. Maybe we'll mix Storm and black. And this is ink. Then our books, I thought I would do a green book, and this also a eucalyptus book. And I definitely wanted a darker book, so a currant jam. And I think a purple. So these are going to be my book colors, okay? And maybe I should start with my books first. I've got a blue here too. I think that's too strong. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our books. Do you ever look at things and every time it looks a little bit different? Okay. I'm going to really make sure that this is on good. Now, you don't want to fuzz your transfer before you put it on fabric because you want to stick as much as it can. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a green book on the bottom. This is Meadow. And I'm just going to get my squeegee, put some ink on the bottom, and I'm just going to do what I think to be the bottom book. Now, when it comes to lining things up and getting them precise, just try your best. I am not the best at this. I do try though. And I work pretty hard at it. So this is book number 1. Hey, if you were sorted into a house, a Harry Potter house, which house would you like to be in? Let me see if I can remember the houses. There's Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. And one more. What's the last one, guys? What's that last book house called? I'd have to go back and watch all my Harry Potter movies to remember what some of the characteristics are too of the houses. So each house supposedly has a characteristic. And this hat sorts you into a house that it thinks that you're going to belong to. So in the movies, they were really excited about getting sorted into their house. It's kind of like getting sorted into your dormitory. So that's what they were doing there. I think I'm going to do eucalyptus next. So I'm going to go ahead and dip it into my eucalyptus. And this is pretty. And this is pretty neutral. So it might be too neutral for this bag. I don't know. We'll see. There's not a lot of this book. There's not a lot to it. Okay. And this one was just so small that I have a whole bunch of extra ink. I'm just going to scrape it off and put it right back into my jar. Okay. And then I am going to try our next color, which is going to be the red color. Well, maybe I need 5 colors for the books. Let me just figure that out. 2, yeah, I need 3 more colors. We'll figure those colors out. Okay, so maybe since I need another color, I'll put in that dark blue. So this is cadet blue. And I didn't originally plan on using this one. Here we go. But it is a pretty color. It's a beautiful color, but it's kind of bright. Okay, so a little bit of this. I'm just going to go ahead and squeegee it over this book line. Now the ink takes a little bit longer to dry than paste does. So if you have never used the ink before, don't worry about it. It's just pretty easy to do. Now the ink takes a little bit longer to dry. And so don't worry about it. It does take a little longer to dry, so you don't have to worry about pasting and peeling or anything like that when you're using with ink. Okay. And I do want to go up from the bottom. I'm trying to be neat here, guys. So I'm going a little slower. And it's hard to tell where one book is going to end and the other one's going to start. So just do your best. Okay. Cap that one up. Now we're going to let's do our purple book. This one is called Shimmer Violet. Oh, a shimmer. Okay. Okay, and this one's never been used. So let's go ahead and uncap this one. And I'm going to start with using whatever's on my lid, just so I don't waste. And this is probably our largest book. Maybe I'll make it on the top book and make our largest book the red. So this will be our top book. And we do have the bottom of the hat right there. And I do have quite a bit of ink left. So I am going to go ahead and get my small squeegee and scrape off that excess ink. It will also kind of smooth out that layer of ink and make it quicker to dry. So remember how I told you that ink is permanent? I just got a big blob right here. So what I'm going to try to do, it's a big blob, scrape it off as much as I can. I'm going to try to dab it, and maybe I can make this into something else. I don't know. Let's see. And then I'm going to get some water. And a paper towel. And my hands are kind of messy. So I'm just going to kind of try and get that off right now. This one looks pretty good. Now this one, not so much. But if I don't get it off, I can put something else over the top of it and turn it into something else. Okay, so that isn't real great. I'm going to spray it with some Windex and see if that helps it. You know how that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, they use Windex for everything? I think I'm kind of turning into that with the Dawn Power Spray and the Windex. And I do have some Dawn Power Spray right here. Let's see if I can get that on there. I use this stuff for my clothing sometimes too, the Dawn Power Wash. If I have a stain on my clothing, I can really work at it with the Dawn Power Wash and usually get it to come off. Sometimes you have to let it soak. This looks pretty good actually. This might be a-okay. Okay, so let's do our last color for the books, which is this Currant Jam. It needs to be stirred up a little bit. So sometimes your paste, mine are laying on their side, but sometimes they need a good stir before. And if they're thicker, you can also add some distilled water to them just to kind of thin them out a little bit. Okay, so a little bit of the, I want to say Cabernet. You know where my mind's going. This reddish color. It's kind of a dark color. And when you think of Harry Potter, I usually do think of dark colors. I usually don't think of the bright colors. But with this tote bag being this color, kind of a canvas color, which is tan and pretty neutral, I think it could benefit from some colors. So go ahead and put that on there. And once again, I do have a lot of extra ink on there. I'm going to go ahead and get another small squeegee that up, put it back in my ink jar, go over the top of this, and just kind of even it out so it can dry quicker. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my sorting hat. Now, I might want to do the inside of my sorting hat a different color. I'm kind of sad my copper's all dried up because it would have been pretty, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do, this looks a little bumpy here, but let's see. I'm going to do this Storm, which is kind of a neutral color. And it might not show up real good on this, but let's see what we do. You know, I might do some Storm and some black over the top of it and kind of, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I've got some Storm on there. Now I'm going to get some black, and I'm just going to go over the whole thing in black and kind of mix it with the Storm. So this is our black velvet paste. It's just a black. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some and go over everything. My whole entire hat. And so if there's any Storm down below, I'm hoping it will mix and kind of make some shadowing in here. We'll see though. Okay, and that's about all there is to chalking or inking a hat or a piece of fabric or a tote bag or a t-shirt, anything you want to ink. All you have to do is just apply it as if it were paste, being careful not to get it where you don't want it to be. Now, make sure your hands are clean because you don't want to add any additional ink or spots to this bag. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lift it up as I peel so you guys can kind of see. Here's what it looks like. I'm just going to peel it down and I'm going to look at it as I go to see if I missed anything. And I see some shadowing in the black. Do you guys see that? I like it. And this book right here, this purple, could use a little touch up right here on the edge. So I'm just going to lay it right back to where it was. And I'm just going to do a little bit of touch up right here. Okay, let's continue rolling it down. Ta-da! Here's our books. What do you guys think of that? So this will be our bag. Now, if you wanted to, you could color in those books with the ink, but I'm going to leave it simple just like that. And tomorrow, I'll let this air dry overnight. Tomorrow, I'll take off my ink mat in the middle and I'll heat press it and it will be a permanent design. Let me show you real quick how to clean this transfer. So all I'm going to do is spray it with some water. Regular tap water is fine, although I do have distilled in here, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to get a paper towel and just clean off that first layer of paste, the bulk of the paste. I'm going to clean that off. Okay. And I usually do 2 passes with the paper towel. What I'm going to use to really clean it, you can see all the colors in this. I'm going to get my board eraser. Now I've thrown all my dirty tools in here, but my board eraser was sitting in clean water. I'm just going to squeeze this out. Now this is like kind of like a magic eraser sponge, but there's no chemicals in it, which is important because you don't want to harm the sticky adhesive on the back of this, because you want it to be sticky and adhesive so that you can reuse time and time and time again. Now you can see how well this picked up most of this ink. You can see a design on my clean surface underneath. I'm going to clean that up. And then I'm going to flip this over, spray the back side. Now this side is sticky. This is what you want to take care of, so don't scrub it really hard, but use your squeegee to get all that ink out. It does go through the silk screen, so the back side does get dirty as well. And keeping this clean and all the paste and ink out of the silk screen is key to making it reusable. Okay. I always clean up my dirty side as I go. So I'm just going to go over this one more time, make sure it looks good. And then I'm going to get a paper towel. I do have splashes all over. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up, dry up all that water. And also dry the back side. The back side is the sticky side and you want that to stay sticky. So I'm just going to glide my paper towel over that and let it take up most of the water. And I'll just let this sit out for a few minutes, sticky side up so it dries completely. And then I will put it back on the white backer that it came on this. And that will protect that sticky side from picking up any lint. And it will keep it new. So that's all we have to do. But here is our bag. It's a cute little Harry Potter sorting bag. And it looks kind of sketched because I didn't color in anything. You could color it in and then lay the transfer back over into a black if you wanted to. That might be cute. But for now, I just wanted to do this. And to make this permanent, you have to heat press it. So I'm going to wait till tomorrow to heat press it. I'm just going to press it at 305 for 30 seconds on each side. Make sure you don't press your ink mat in the middle because it will melt. And use a piece of parchment paper between your project and the heat press. And that's it. So, would you guys make this? What do you think? Would you take it to the pool with you? Would you put books in it? I think it's cute. Anyway, here's our project for today. I hope you liked it. Please like the video, follow my page, share it with people that you know would love this. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Type in the word hat, the keyword of hat, in the comments to get the list that I used. And you guys can see that that blob of paste that I put right there, ink, when it dries, I think it'll be okay. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.